everyone, Jim Baugh here with Jasper Engine and Transmissions. I'm joined once again by Tom Ireland. Tom, as you know, is our differential division manager here at our Power Drive facility. In this episode, we're talking about spindle end replacement, a common procedure Jasper performs on full floating differentials because, Tom, the differentials and especially the spindle ends really take a lot of abuse out in the field, and sometimes they're just not really well taken care of.
Yeah, those spindle ends, they are really bearing the weight of that vehicle, and they, as you said, they are really taking a lot of abuse out in the field. We see a lot of different failures come in from the core that we get, varying from damaged threads to bent spindle ends, where we'll have bearings that have spun out, and then even some spindle ends that are completely blown apart.
Now, one thing that Jasper will never, ever do is butt weld a spindle end onto the end of an axle tube. And sometimes we see those come in from time to time, but Tom, it's just not the right solution.
It is not, and thankfully we're seeing less and less of that, but it still happens on occasion, and you are absolutely right. What we've already talked about, the weight of that vehicle is out on that spindle end, and so you're going to see everything from misalignment issues, where you're going to have premature bearing failure, you're potentially going to have tire wear issues, and you could in fact have catastrophic failure if that weld were to break and that actually break off of the housing. So we never recommend that, and we would certainly never do that to our unit.
So what is the Jasper method of remanufacturing and prepping that axle tube for the spindle end?
Yeah, so if we have a spindle end that we know we need to replace, we're going to put that housing up on one of our lathes, and we're going to cut that spindle end off to the point where it meets the housing. Then we're going to come in with our boring tool, and we're going to bore that out with several passes, getting it to a 450 thousandth size. Once it's bored out, we're then going to take that unit, we're going to heat it up with a torch, and it's going to get glowing red hot, at which point we're going to put a new spindle in that ITD makes for us here in-house, and we're going to put that into the desired specified length, so that way we make sure we're the correct length, and we're going in about 2 inches inside that housing, and we're going to let that housing cool, which is really going to give us a press fit of that spindle into the housing. Now, in addition to that though, we are going to put the housing up on the submerged arc welder, and we are in fact going to weld all the way around that where the spindle meets the housing to again ensure a very good fit that's going to last the life of that unit.
Well, that's an excellent explanation there, Tom, and thank you very much for your time. If you would like to learn more about the remanufactured products here at Jasper Engine and Transmissions, you can check them out at www.jasperengines.com or give them a call, 800-827-7455. That's all the time we have for this episode. For Tom Ireland, I'm Jim Baugh, and we'll see you next time.